So lads, I'll start with Phelan. Maybe you could tell me how this all began.
Yeah, in February 2020, the club looked for volunteers to be trained in audio descriptive commentary. The training was given by the NCBI and the Iona Resource Centre, and yeah, the club just advertised it for volunteers to be trained, and six of us came forward. It was an initiative with the Access for All programme to get visually impaired fans in to watch the Rovers matches. And yeah, the six of us were trained then on a one-day course in audio descriptive commentary, and unfortunately, as we know, it didn't happen with the fans because the first game was due to be Finn Harps in I think the beginning of March of 2020, but that was obviously didn't happen with COVID, and then the audio stream was developed then for August. It got going in August. The audio descriptive the audio stream got going in August of last year.
And what was your first game?
Waterford here. I think it was on my film. I think we won 6-1.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that game.
Well, that was actually a fairly exciting game. How did you get through it?
Just naturally, just went with the flow and just got through it. And thankfully, there's loads of goals to call. So.
What games have you done, Phelan? You've done quite a lot of them.
I've done a lot. Yeah, very luckily, I know I'm very fortunate, to be covering the games, to be getting into the games. My first one was with the first one that we covered in the audio stream was the game against Bowes last August when we won 1-0 and Danny Lafferty scored. I did half at that game with the fellow who trained us, James Flanagan. He's the Bohemians disability officer. He did the audio descriptive commentary. He does the audio descriptive commentary for Bowes. So I shared the game with him just as a kind of to break myself into it. So yeah, I've done most of the games this season. I did the Milan game with Gareth Cook down here as well, which was another fantastic privilege to be in. But no, it's you kind of find your own style. It's all about mapping the ball with audio descriptive commentary. You know, you don't necessarily have to know all the names, but the listener wants to know where's the ball. You know, has the player got space in front of him? Is he on the far side, the near side? So it's all about painting a picture for the listener. So in that way, it's quite quite concentrated on. You really have to think about what you're saying and what you're conveying to the listener to give them the best possible picture of where exactly the ball is and what's going on around it. So it's quite challenging, but it's very, very enjoyable.
It's very challenging, and I don't think people appreciate when they're listening in, because you'd have friends and family will be listening just out of curiosity at times, and you're trying to explain to me, we're trying to map the ball on the pitch. It's for the visually impaired and the blind, that you're breaking up the thirds, and you're saying to them, look, just close your eyes and picture what's going on. That's the hardest part, even for us, because I think I nearly got caught out with Towell's goal there against Bratislava the other week, because you're getting so you're a fan, you're not a neutral. We've never, I don't think any of us would come across as anyway partial, or impartial to it, and we just we're completely biased, and we're getting into the match, and sometimes you're forgetting we're not professionals. We're forgetting to map the ball properly, and you kind of have to jog back and kind of go explain it to them, because it's very easy to get carried away in the moment.
And would you say, Dave, that it just comes natural to you then after a little while?
Yeah, it would. Yeah, you're looking at a game, you watch a game, and you kind of, as a fan, you're kind of commentating on it in your head anyway, and then you're just saying it out loud. That's the way I look at it. And we see this as an alternative to watch LOI and LOI TV. If you're in the car, if you're not near a tablet and you're travelling and you can't see the game, stick us on.
And would you put much research into it before you do a particular game?
Phelan does, Dave does. I just kind of try to wing it as much as I can. And the nice thing about it was, last year when we beat Bowes 1-0 here, Lafferty's goal, I was actually in Transylvania at the time trying to listen to the match. And it was only afterwards I really appreciated the audio descriptive commentary, because I'd literally no idea where the ball was on the pitch, and spent 90 minutes in a little village in the middle of nowhere with my head in my hands kind of going, I don't know where the ball is, I don't know what the hell's going on here. And yeah, with this, at least and we listen to each other, so we're not when someone else is doing a match, we'll go on with that, and that's kind of fun.
So it's not just a service for Rovers, would you say, Phelan? What sort of feedback have you been getting?
Yeah, well, honestly, the feedback we've got has been really, really good. The listenership is good. We get the stats from Dennis after every game, so we have people because obviously we engage with social media. We get tweets all the time. praising us for for the fact that the service is there at all, but we get plenty of praise, thankfully, that we've done a good job, that they've really enjoyed it, and that's our job done as far as we're concerned. If we've yet to get any negative feedback, which is and we'd welcome any negative feedback, of course. We're volunteers, we're not professionals, as Barry said, so we know there's room for improvement every time we do it, you know. We don't profess to be experts or professionals, but we're fans, but we're providing a service, and I think we do it pretty well, but we know we can do better, and that's what we hope to do better.